Alright, welcome everyone. My name is Paula Phillips, also known as JournalArtista, and we are live on Ustream.tv. If you're watching this on YouTube, I stream live every Wednesday nights, and occasionally a few impromptus during the week. Did I say Wednesday? I meant Saturday. Lost it already. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I've had a couple comments lately. The quality of my video, yes, I got terrible lighting, I will admit. I'll work on that. The quality of my video, even though I do have a brand new camera coming soon, well, it's here, I just haven't set it up. But the quality is because of Ustream. Ustream doesn't let us um, broadcast in high definition unless we pay like over $100 a month. Maybe it's $99.99. It's a lot of money, which I can afford yet. Maybe someday, but not now. So, anyways, that's that. This week, I need somebody to hold me accountable. I've got lots of videos, YouTube videos I want to tape. I've got a camera. I'm going to do some YouTube only HD quality videos this week. So watch for that. And there's how many people we got going on? There's 75 people in the chat that's going to be on my behind all week making sure I get that done. Okay, so a couple things. Catch up. I streamed on Tuesday. We did a little haul. And so since then, I've done a few things, so I'll do a little bit of show and tell. A few weeks ago, I started this book. This is a brochure from a clothing store that I saw at the mall. It was left in the, in the food court, and I snagged it. So I started jelly plating in it a few weeks ago with when I got my big jelly plate. But I have some really old craft paint from, One Stroke Brush. What's her name? I still have a ton of the brushes around here. Donna Dewberry? Anyways, so I have this really old thick paint that I wanted to use up. So this week, a couple days, I sat on the couch and I painted the rest of these backgrounds and blended in some of the jelly plate layers, to use up some of that paint. You see this is the cover. You'll also see that after I did layers of, the thick paint, with a dry brush, you'll see lots of dry brush kind of marks. Then I added some napkins and gifted tissue papers. So you'll see just a little quick flip through that I used, a whole lot of the paint. A lot of it was thick anyways, right? So some of this is still left over from the brochure. This also could be, same way as if you did a magazine. But just using old paint, seeing what would happen with dry brush, blending a couple colors together. Lots of times when you use, junk mail and this type of stuff, or catalogs or magazines, I feel anyways a little bit more free in what I'm doing because you're not working in an expensive, your $30 Dilutions journal or anything. So a couple napkins. Again, this is all old paint, except some of the spots where we did some jelly plating a few weeks ago. So some of it's dark. I don't know where I'm going from here. This is I tweeted a picture that everybody loved. But that's when we jelly plated directly into the magazine before I did any paint layers. So some of the stuff you see in the background, some of the reds, for example, is actually from the magazine brochure, if you want to call this. So I have a nice start. It was fun. Like I said, I sat on the couch and I actually got my Frenzy stamper, or whatever it's called. I've got, the heat gun, the Tim Holtz heat gun that was before Tim Holtz took the name over. Anyways, I got one of those heat guns that I can use on the couch, and it's pretty good because it's not as loud as the one I use in my room here. So I also did a couple of drawings on the couch, especially when I was watching some different ladies stream this past week. So I'll just quickly flip through some of this stuff. I showed this on Tuesday. Dina Wakely has some videos at artists, that's plural, network on YouTube. It's like a preview of her book, basically. And so I followed along to her. She has couple videos on there anyways. So if I was to do a stylized Dina Wakley one, excuse me, that's kind of what came out. And if I don't use any reference, this is what comes out. But I also made some more hot mess. You'll see a common thing, and I'm really enjoying reading Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain and doing some of the exercises, and thanks to all those who are participating. What fabulous drawings we're seeing over on Twitter. I really appreciate everybody sharing them with me. But it seems like a reoccurring thing, and hopefully the Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain is going to help. Now these have no reference. This is just, out of my head. But for some reason, one side of the face is always bigger so a bigger eye, especially, well, I'm right-handed. So maybe somebody has more drawing experience than me. And I'm just learning, guys. I mean, I show you this stuff to show you that if I can do it, everybody can, right? But for some reason, and I always start on the right, this side of the face is always smaller than this side. No matter what. No matter what. I don't know what. I don't know why. Maybe it's the angle I'm sitting on. So I was just tested out. I wanted to test out the distress. I bought a couple of distress stains specifically because, you can use all this ink, but you don't see it on the other side. It doesn't bleed through. If I were to do dilutions in here, if I sprayed dilutions, it would go on to like 3 different pages, right? But if you're using some of this distress stain, I like how it doesn't bleed through the other side. So that's why I've got all this craziness. I was going, old school, which is new school again, and doing these brush style letters. Then I made a hot mess. I actually have another blind contour drawing under this that was so embarrassing that I just put something else over it. Eileen says I should try doing the left eye first instead of the right. And Jamie says, someone just told me to start with the side I usually make bigger. Sherry does the same thing as me. I'm going to try that. I think it's just self-portrait, right? All these girls, maybe in my own mind, are some version of myself. And if you looked at me, I got one little lazy eye. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, anyways, you'll see it's the same, but it's not just the eye, my friends. You see, it's the whole face. It's not just the eye; it's the whole face, right? Which I know means I'm starting out wonky to begin with. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? Are you listening, Vern? So, same thing. Bigger eye. But these are just 5 minutes. Oops. Even if it's not right. Like, I could have spent lots of time erasing it and going nuts and, that type of thing. But for me, this is just about a little bit of a practice and just some fun. Yeah. This is specifically why I bought a lot of the distress stains, was because I saw videos, and I can't remember whose videos I saw now, guys, I'm sorry. But I saw some videos where they were using it on, and it didn't go through the paper, the distress stain. So I got a couple faces. So, here, for example, I thought this was interesting, because if you look back in this book, right, I started, and I didn't date some of these bad. We won't go to Beaker again. But if you look back at this, so see, this was September 25th. Yes, but so this was post, Dina Wakley's class. So this is somewhere, sometime again in December, and this is a few months in April. A little bit different. Thanks, Mary. So again, I had some fun. Again, this one's all wonky, but 5 minutes, and I'm enjoying it, and it's gratifying. And who knows if just by reading, some of the Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain and all that is helping out. But again, I'm not trying to be perfect. I love my mother. Did anybody see on Facebook? My mom leaves the funniest comments on some of my stuff. So anyways, that's just in a cheap sketchbook. So tonight, I used my printer to take some photocopies, and they're very light. I don't know if that means that my printer's losing some ink or what. So I'm going to do a couple of these. Sorry, I usually am prepared right before. I just have to grab some cardstock. Because I want to make some, what do you guys call them? Background pages for our pocket letters. For our pocket page letters. So, pocket pal, whatever you guys call them. You know, pocket letters for our swap. So some people have been using 12 by 12 paper, but I've been seeing lots of you lovely ladies on Twitter showing how you've done some artwork. You've done artwork instead, and then cut up your artwork to put on the background. So I'm gonna do that for my partner here. So again, I'm not doing a transfer technique, so we don't have to have, you know, a photocopied image. This is just going to be a, you know, I'm just going to cut it out, and we're going to collage it on. So I'm even, you know, I even left the lines in there, all that goodness. And so the for me, well, I guess I should tear it, right? I'm listening to the inner Dee Dee to blend it in. So that Dee Dee always tells us, who is Inkwell, or Dee Dee Willingham on YouTube, tells us that we should rip the edges of our collage papers so that they blend in nicely. So using your, you know, older artwork in newer artwork is definitely nothing new. People have been doing it for years and years, probably centuries. But I've never done it before, to be honest. I mean, other than jelly plates, I've never photocopied anything, so I'm excited about that. Hi, Marion. Good to see you, my friend. Sorry, guys, I've been looking at the chat. Hope I didn't miss anybody coming in, saying hello. Great turnout. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm excited. I hope you're going to like this. Okay. So I'm doing it on a piece of cardstock. You can do it on watercolor paper, whatever you, I just realized that my gel medium is out by the couch because I was using it earlier. I'm going to have to think of a different glue. Yeah, because I'm going to cut this and use it in a pocket letter. But you could just put this in your art journal, put it on a canvas, you know, whatever you got going on. Excuse me. Sorry for the reach. Let's see. Let's test Simon. See how well he can find my stuff. Ready? Let's try. Simon, this is Blade's favorite part. Can you pass me on my table there beside the couch? You see that bottle? It says Try Art Medium. That white bottle there. Please. Masha Masha. Hey, Lilith. Thank you very much. Well, see, the thing is, in my house, I mean, not that I didn't do it when I was in Burlington when you had to go up all those stairs or whatever, but like literally it's only 10 steps to anywhere you want to go in my house. So if I open the door, because I live in a very, very small apartment, I'm moving into Barb's house because Barb's cats have more space than I do. Anyway, I just opened the door and he's like literally 3 feet on the other side. Alright, so I've got some, this is Try Art matte medium. It's called Polymer Medium Matte. You can use whatever brand. You can use some Mod Podge if that's what you got. Whatever glue. We're just going to use a little bit of glue. And collage this bad boy down as soon as I find my glue brush. Oh, razor frazzing. My glue brush is also beside the couch. Oh boy. Oh, right brain? Yeah, the easiest thing, yeah, drawing on the right side of the brain. Like, so just do the drawing on the right side of the brain. Just the first letter of all those. Then you can, nobody has to guess, right? So, glue brush. I'm not gonna ask Simon. I'll just use one of the ones I got going on here. It's too many brushes. I'm gonna try to find one. I guess I'll use this ginormous one. It's already mucked up anyways. Yeah. Hey, Vicky. Alright. So I don't want my brush too wet. We'll use a ginormous one. So we're going to collage this bad boy down. And you know, if you already drew, you can see how dirty this brush was. You don't have to collage something down. If you just want to doodle something, draw something right on, right on what you're doing. Draw it right on whatever paper. You don't have to, print something out if you don't want to. Ooh, yeah, my Mod Podge, I lent it to my sister who did a canvas with a whole bunch of old scrapbook paper. I'm not sure if I got it back. Alright, so I'm also going to do a little bit on top. I guess since my paintbrush is dirty, we're going to start out with a little bit of tone. So, because I'm using, instead of gesso, I'm using this, got some fur ephemera. I'm not sure if it's fur ephemera or if it's paintbrush, but anyway. What was I saying? Oh, so because I started with a piece of cardstock, you really want a layer of gesso or some such thing. So instead of gesso, I'm using some matte medium to kind of prep the paper. Alright. But again, I don't like, maybe that's a harsh statement. I don't mind if there's spots on the paper that doesn't have any gesso, or in this case, matte medium. Alright, so I do want to make sure, find my baby wipe here to wipe up this matte medium. If anybody has a question for me, please put a heart, which is a less than sign, and a 3, or all caps. I'll type in all capitals, so it gets my attention. Alright, so I need to make sure that this is dry before we go on to the next step, so heat gun. So in the meantime, to be honest, I mean, I know my secret sister well, but to be honest, I don't think I know her favorite colors. And I wasn't paying attention enough when Miko asked everybody, or if she did answer, I didn't notice when Miko asked everybody what her favorite colors are. So, I'm going to use, give me 2 complementary, or give me 2 colors. 3 colors, see what Coral. Your favorite, are you being sarcastic? Your favorite color is coral? Teal, blue, and mint. Hold on, you guys are getting some good, sorry, look, I got some, hold on, you guys are gonna go too fast. I did like that, teal, blue, and mint. I'm not saying that that's who my secret sister is, but that's it. I like that color combination. Sherry, we all know is pink, green, and yellow. Joyceage? Well, usually Joyceage is the first person that responds when I'm asking for colors. Green, green, and more green. Welcome, Nelia. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Pink, teal, and tan. That's interesting. Pink, teal, tan. Darcy likes salmon, and I think she's being sarcastic with me, though. I think this has something to do with the Rachel joke. I think that's what's going on. I'm being led down the trail. Teal and hot pink. Everybody loves the teal, eh? Teal and red. I've been really liking teal and red together, Lori. That's Carrie's favorite colors. So I'm gonna keep watching, see what you guys. Yeah, I know Darcy's trying to lead me down. Now teal and coral are your faves, Darcy. So we're definitely gonna have to do some teal, that's for sure, eh? Woo! Woo! Oh, sorry. There's a spider! Crawling up my phone. Sorry. Goodness. Oh, all I saw in the corner of my eye was something moving. Whew. I need a break. Oh. Whew. This is from my pocket. Oh my goodness. Sorry, now my eyes are all teared up and I can't see what's going on. Oh my god. Sorry. It's just, I'm not like arachnophobic or anything, but oh. It's gone. I got him. The funny thing was, for a split second, I was gonna blast it with my heat gun, exactly. But then, I thought, oh no, he'll blow down somewhere and then be crawling on my desk later. Oh, sweet goodness. I'm crying up a storm. Oh, oh boy. That's some excitement right there. Oh boy. I'm surprised I didn't swear. God. Oh boy. Drink some coffee. Look, I'm almost done my coffee. We have barely started. All right. You want to make sure it's really dry though, or else you're going to. Hey, Jen. Speaking of someone who has Twitter or critters, who's had a few critters in their room. Oh boy, that was a low blow, Jen. Oh, no. Now I'm all discombobulated. Okay, pink, teal, and tan. Let's start. Well, let's start with some teal. We'll start with some teal. And you know what? I'm gonna start with tan, and then we'll add a base. Cause you know some of this now is I want to be able to blend in that a little bit better. So years ago, Patty was sitting at her computer desk and saw something move out of the corner of her eye. Looked over and it was a wolf spider big enough to wrap his legs around a peanut butter jar. Oh my goodness. Wow. No, I mean this spider was like, you know, the size of my thumb. Not even. Okay, cream, tan. Let us find some tan. That's yellow ochre craft paint. Wow, that was the excitement for tonight. Whew. Always excitement on Saturday nights at the JournalArtista stream. That's another yellow ochre. You know what? I'm gonna just use the bleached sand that I was using earlier. I will not. There's no way I would live somewhere that would have that type of spiders. If I saw something like that, something big like that, I'd lose it. All right. So bleach sand, it's a khaki color, very light khaki color. It's not what I would call tan, but that's what we're going to use. And just because I have, you know, I have that torn edge, so I want to blend that out. Let me get my paintbrush here. Whew. Boy, oh boy. Oh, sweet goodness. Yeah, let's change the subject. What can we talk about other than creepy crawlies and whatnot? So my brush was in water, but I like to dab most of it away. Most of the water away, I should say. And I can go right over this, right? Because remember we put down the matte medium. You know, if all you have is Mod Podge, that would work the exact same way. And I'm going to take my baby wipe and wipe some of this back. So anyways, after all those colors, I didn't see everybody's colors. I'm not sure if my secret sister, who is in the room, answered or not. Anyway. Alright. Again, I'm not too worried if it's completely covered. This is just a base layer. I got a little bit left over here, so I'm going to... I can't wait. I can't be too long or else I won't be able to wipe that back. Let's just see. Hot mess. It's already a hot mess, so let's add a little bit more to it. Use up some of that. Okay. Back to our drawing. Get a baby wipe. Well, that'd be fantastic. I love Kelly Kilmer. She was one of the very first, you know, blogs years ago that I first. She was the one who introduced me into washi tape years ago. Ooh, washi tape. I gotta show my collection. Maybe if Patty's still here. Patty and I have to do a swap. You know, like Dee Dee does with just putting the washi tape around something. Anyway, I love Kelly Kilmer. I support her. I got one of her journals. She was selling them around Christmas. So this is actually her artwork. It's not a, you know, reproduction. So it was so, like I said earlier, it's so awesome to see somebody else's art up front. Sorry, I was watching something here. In person. In real life. So that's her signature style, you know, Kelly Kilmer. What does it say? I am slowly becoming myself. She has like inspiration decks and different things. So it's one of those wandering type books. On both sides. See, I haven't used it because I treasure it. Treasure. So thanks, Kelly. Go check her out, Kelly Kilmer. She has an awesome blog. I did actually see her post on Facebook that she was teaching at the Queen's Ink. Yeah, Outlander. See, AJ had me scared all last week because I love Outlander too. I read all the books years ago. But in Canada, it's not until Sundays. Yeah, we all have obscene amounts of washi tape, but that's what I mean, Tracy. I shouldn't say we all. You know, we all have all this washi tape, but it seems like every time I think I've seen all of Dee Dee's books, she whips a new one out that I don't have. You know, you think you've seen all the washi tape? Nope. Patty shows all this at least 20 different ones I've never even seen before. Oh boy. Kelly Kilmer's been around right from the beginning, since I started art journaling. Heat gun. So we just want to make sure that this is dry. Yeah, so no Outlander spoilers because not on until tomorrow. And you see, lots of times if I'm drying something, I flip it over to dry the back, because what happens is when you're using a heat gun, it's pushing the moisture through the paper. And if you're using a non-stick mat like this, you know, it gets wet, right? There's nowhere for the moisture to go. So I flip it over. I don't know. You know what? I don't think she does. Kelly Kilmer does online classes. I think I saw some posts. Oh, she does. I lied. Go check out her website. I wasn't sure. Heat gun. Is it online? Because I thought I saw her post about, you know, wanting to teach. She likes to teach in person and she doesn't want. My bad. I apologize, Cynthia. I apologize, Kelly Kilmer. I honestly didn't think that she had any online classes. Definitely go check them out. I love her style. And I'm not being, hopefully that doesn't sound forced. I really do. I even bought her journal. Love it. Okay. So, we decided, well, teal. That was our first one. So, I have a disaster beside me here on my paint cart. Oops. Paint-a-lanche. There's some blue. Where is my teal? Alright, so everybody's favorite teal. Maybe not everybody's. Carrie's for sure, and mine. This is Bright Aqua Green by Liquitex Basics. So let's start with that. Okay, so it is Stencil Saturday. The first thing I'm going to start with, I'm going to mix some stencils tonight. I'm going to use some Crafters Workshop Julie Faye Van Balzer stencils, and then some of the top stencils. The final layers I'm going to use Patty Tolley Parrish stencils from iStencils.com. I'm going to start with, this is Echoes by Crafters Workshop. This is the 6x6. I love it so much. I have it in 12x12, but I had to get it in 6x6 as well. Darcy likes the Caribbean blue that they don't make anymore. Ooh, the Caribbean blue from... That's turquoise blue. Americana? Oh, thanks. KellyKilmer.blogspot.com. There's a ton of online classes listed on the right side of her blog. See, look, now I just heard something on the other side of my room. Anyway, let us see. So, this is kind of a big square. I'm telling you, I'm hearing noises now. I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid in my own room. So there's two. I'm going to mask some stencils. I might do this, you know, there's kind of two ways. Let's just retract what I'm saying. I'm going to mask my stencils. There's a couple ways you can do it. Every once in a while, I am from Canada, and you can find Post-it note tape at Dollarama. It's the only time I'll buy it. Where the end is the end. Right? So it's tape that is completely sticky. But lots of times it's not wide enough for what I want to do, and not, you know, sometimes I don't have it. So I'm just going to use some regular Post-it notes. So let's move this away. So instead of being square, I want to just mask off some parts so that I want to get a more of a rectangle. So I'm just overlapping my Post-it notes, trying to get them straight here. And whenever you use, you know, Post-it notes in this way, they're always reusable. You did not see what there. Oh, Dollarama. That's a thing, Jean. Only every once in a while. So when I do see it, I think I bought 2 or 3 rolls. It's not all the time. That's the problem. Let's see, let me do one more. Now, I'm just going to be using my makeup wedge or spouncer, whatever I'm going to come up to here first. you know, I really want a distinctive edge on this stencil, on this rectangle. You know, you can eyeball it with using your makeup wedge, you know, and just trying to stencil a certain part. But it's nice to have a little mask. And like I said, these are reusable. So if you use them in this particular one, you can, I'm going to take them off and use them on something else as well. So when you see, oh my goodness, you're using 10 post-it notes, we can use them. We can reuse them. So if you were to do this just with, you know, your makeup wedge or whatever, you wouldn't get such a sharp line. I have to go to Dollarama this week again. I need a few things. And I've got some mailage to do. I got some happy mailage to mail out. Well, hopefully my mother is going to want to go on Monday. Alright. So here we got from a 6x6. It doesn't, you know, it could be whatever size of stencil you got going on. Now I've got it stuck to my table here. Here we go. Let's see. Move it up a little bit more. Alright, now we're going to stencil it the exact, you know, the normal way, but we're just going to have a more definite size. So let's get a makeup wedge. Oh my gosh, Simon's choking out there or what? What is going on? You guys are you still talking about spiders? I think Dollarama came, let me think, how many years ago did Dollarama open? It's been around, what, 10 years maybe? 10? Maybe not even. Okay, again, Liquitex Basics, bright aqua green. And I'm just going to randomly stencil this on a few pages. So I'm starting with the darkest color first, or maybe it's the darkest, maybe not. But I'm thinking this might be the darkest color. So we're just going to pounce the normal way. You want to start with a dry makeup wedge or sponge, whatever you're using. So this is going to be a real quick page once, you know, once I stop talking and actually art. See, so we have a very, you know, distinct shape. I'm going to move it around again. See, I'm hanging it off the edge. So just dab, dab, dab. I want full strength of paint. So you would, you know, if you did the same thing without the post-it notes, you know, and you just kind of dabbed into general shape, or you would get a softer edge, right? A totally different look to your art there. Let's see. So I think I'm going to do one down here in this corner. Make sure I'm on screen. Maybe a couple up here. Might do it in 5. So I like to do odd numbers, right? Everybody knows that rule. I feel like a Geico commercial. Everybody knows that. But did you know? Those are silly commercials. Did you know grocery store clerks don't make good, or auctioneers don't make good grocery store clerks? It's strange. Anyways, I don't know why that came to my head. Alright, so I'm going right over her face here, which is fine. Which is the intention, I suppose. So instead of creating a background and drawing a face, I'm incorporating the face into a background. There we go. Ooh, look, that was a happy accident. flop-portunity right. I wouldn't call it a flop-portunity because it's not a flop, but to go right under our eye there, it was pretty cool. All right. So we want to make sure that this layer is dry, and while I'm working on or thinking about that, while I'm working on the next step, this can dry. So I'm going to use a different stencil, and if we're staying with the flowery type theme, maybe, let's see. Sorry, I thought I had my stencil prepared, but lots of times anyways, you know, in my head I think, oh, I'm going to start with this stencil or this, and then I, you know, change your mind anyways, have something totally different. I think I'm going to use this. This is Patty Tully Parish stencil from istencils.com. This one is called Iron Gate. So you can take all my post-it notes off, put that to the side for a second. But this time I'm going to have an even smaller space. I want even maybe we'll just make it a little bit more narrow. So this is just called, you know, basic masking. It's a technique I learned, you know, when I was stamping years ago, using post-it notes. Alright, so I have a little bit smaller, and look at all that goodness left. That's bad news. Let's see. Put this to the side for a second. I've got lots of extra paint, so I'm just going to flip to one of my, what I call leftover journals. Look at this. This needs some goodness on it, eh? I like it. So I like to use up the paint. This is a Patty Tully Parish stencil, the tribal squares in 6x6. I love tribal squares. I have both the big and the small one. I love. So I'm just going to use up some paint. Ooh, I like that. Just a little bit. And then I can go around and with my one of my pens there and outline some of it so it sticks out more. And maybe some tiny bit in this corner. I put way too much paint on my palette. That is for sure. Oh, I like that little bits. That little bit there. I'm gonna have to grab a different journal. I have quite a few of these leftover journals on the go. You know, so that I'm not worrying about drying, right? Drying time. Let's see. Oh, there's some burgundy. One of you fine ladies said that you liked. Maybe I won't use a stencil. Maybe I'll just scrape it on. You liked teal and burgundy. Who stole my scraper? It's not like I don't have 50 in here. Thanks, Patty. Ooh, Patty's got some new stencils. Some of her drawings are almost ready to be released into, or maybe not released, go into production for some new stencils. Alright, so this, you know, these type of journals, that's how they're built. Every layer is just from leftovers of something else, right? And I mean, this journal is almost to the point where, this is the Echo stencil I was just showing you in 12x12, where it's almost time that I, you know, for some finishing layers. But don't like to waste paint. Okay, back to our page. Alright. Well, I don't think anyone suggested this color, but this particular blue, this is light blue, permanent, happened to jump out of my paint cart when I was getting the turquoise or the teal color, so I'm going to use this. So I probably used way too much paint there as well. And if you were here on Tuesday, we did do some trials. It reminds me of that blue. Between Liquitex Basics and Dina Wakely's paints from Ranger. And this is the light blue hue that I'm going to use now in Liquitex Basics. And this is the, what does she call it? Sky? Or Raz or Present? Anyways. Use that information in whichever way you would like. Okay. So now for this layer, same thing. I just want to, I'm going to, hold the fort. We're not dry yet. Heat gun. Hey, Charlie. You want to make sure it's completely dry. Yeah, I've been using a lot of teal and red. You know, you've seen that. That's why I just changed up my couch art kit. Because, you know, I find I'm using the same colors over and over again. For example, red, that teal, and white. Here it is, same color again. So I was getting into a rut with all the same color schemes. But anyways, that's fine. A rut may not be the right word. Okay, so we're dry. Now I'm gonna lay it. Let's see. Start on this side first, maybe. So I'm just gonna overlap some of these parts. I don't think it's gonna matter. You can. Well, I'll show you. So if you use the same makeup wedge, you know, going from the teal, the green to the blue, you know, you'll get some different paint mixing. Maybe you want that. But you can also just snip off the top, maybe neater than I just did, and now you got a clean part. Same thing, I don't wash my makeup wedges. Usually I'll just let it dry. Here's one. Here's a crusty. There's some crusty bits. And when it gets crusty like that, then I just cut it off and keep on using it. Alright, so let's go with the light blue. So I dab lots of paint off, right? Especially, you know, we want to make sure, I want to make sure I'm going straight up and down with this because I don't want too much seepage underneath the stencil. Usually I don't have that much of a problem with stencils, but it all depends on how much paint. So there's a little bit there. Let's see, here maybe. Maybe I'll put these two together. This is a very light color. I guess that's why they call it light blue hue. I've never, in my, you know, I have a whole bunch of books on bookbinding and all that, but I'm, not that I haven't made books, I've never tried a Coptic stitch though. Alright, maybe one up here. Let's see, maybe one in here in the middle. See, I don't mind, I'm going right over, you know, right over the face. You know, I can always draw it back in if I want. Maybe I don't want. Maybe I'll like that it's kind of a ghosty type image in the background. Alright, because we're making a hot mess over here. Definitely making a hot mess over here. I'm gonna have to do one more in here, I think. Maybe this is gonna be a flop. We're gonna have to work through the uglies on this one. Hope not. Alright, again, I've got all this paint left over. So lots of times too, if I'm working in these books, you know, I use the exact, let's see, got some other stuff going on here. I'll turn this upside down so it's easier. So not only do I use the paint, but you know, I use the exact same stencil or stamp or whatever I was using on a different page. So I'll just transfer it over here. I find when I work like this, you get, you know, you come up with things that is just so, you know, I don't know if organic is the right word, but unintentional, you know, and then you find that when you do those type of things, you get some wonderful results when you're doing these, you know, when you're just throwing leftovers down. So I just use up a little bit of paint. I'm trying to go fast. I do like this blue with this orange though, eh? The orange started as a jelly printed background. Let's see. And just like blocks go up. Hopefully I'm on camera. Maybe that's enough on that one. And the other book. Let's see, this is already a little bit, it's still wet. Let's see what happens if I mix some of this blue. Maybe nothing. A little different tint maybe. Alright. So, back to business. Hey, gun. Hey, Ricky. Hey, guy. So, my ever knowledgeable friends, what color should we put on top of this? So we got all this going. What's my next color, you guys think? Darker blue? Pale mint. This is a date, Darcy. This is our Saturday night date. Welcome, Angela Daly. Mustard. Magenta. Mustard. That would be a good, you know, my very last color on top, I think. Bright yellow and orange. Orange is kind of a complementary color. We can add some orange. Let's add some more. I like that. Let's see, because I was using this stencil earlier, let's use that. I like to use what's around me. Lots of times, you know, I'm not one to, I try not to him and haw over making decisions of what to use. This one I'm not going to mask. This time I'll show you. Here we got some very distinct, you know, blocks. And black, coral. Everybody's 3 for red. Anyone for yellow? Guys, red. Let's see. I do have red, so we'll use what's closest. So I will bust out the primary red. If I was using this stencil Again, this one is Patty Tully Parish, Tribal Squares. They look like arrows to me, which is why I love it, especially. But it's not called arrows; it's called Tribal Squares. All right, a little bit of red. Probably too much paint again. I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't seem to work it out. So this time, let's see if we can get, not such. And I didn't cut my makeup wedge, so we might get some brownish colors. Let's see. So. Could make a hot mess. Could make a hot mess. So I'm just going lightly. Let's see, a little bit of something there maybe. Too much pattern going on, I think. And when I bring it up close, I'm definitely going to have to go over her again in black, I think is my thoughts. Now, the more I layer on this, you want yellow? Okay, Eileen. Okay, we'll do yellow next. Relax. Relax. We'll make a hot mess. All right. So you see the difference, right? We've got, got some abstract stuff going on here, rather than, the hard lines of the rectangles. All right, but look, I got all that red paint again. Put that to the side. This is the part of the drawing. So right now, and I know we all go through this, I already got paint on the back side of that, where, we go through this stage of our, whatever we're creating, or at least I do, right, where I call it the ugly stage. So right now I'm panicking. I'm like, oh boy, I'm not sure I like what I just did, the one that's drying. What am I going to do? But, my philosophy for years, as a lot of you guys know, is that you really got to work through the uglies. So, rather than giving up, I'm going to try, we're going to work it out. That probably wasn't the right color for that, but that's okay. Turn around and find a different book here. Oh, I forgot. This book is pretty much done. Let's just scrape some here. This red, oh, and I didn't tell you the color of Liquitex Basics. I think it's primary red. I'll double check here. But it's a translucent. It's a little bit translucent. So again, using up paint, just flipping to a different part of a book. And I have these books in all different stages. These ones that you're seeing here are pretty close to being done, but that doesn't mean that I don't have books that are pretty close to being empty. For example, yikes, dropping stuff. So I keep them in, last times in rubber band books. There's lots of videos on there, but you can see some of these pages are, they have nothing on them, right? They're just blank. Some of them have a little bit of something, just barely started, so we can scrape some paint over these to start some of the first base layers. Right? But I try to have multiple, some that are somewhere in the middle. Some desk journals, these ones already have a bunch of stuff on them, more of a junk journal that already has some prints or whatnot. Some that are almost blank and some that are almost done. I like to have a whole bunch of them lying around. Alright, so enough of that. Let's go back to our hot mess. I'm starting to feel anxious. Starting to feel anxious. And maybe it's because she's in the background. You know what I mean, Vern? Hey, Sherry. Alright, so let's work through the uglies on this. Yeah, the spider has thrown off, I'm blaming the spider. He's thrown off my entire night. Okay, so I'm going to use, this is not a Tim Holtz one, I don't believe, but this is an embossing folder. I don't remember who makes it. I apologize. I apologize. I think I bought it in the US at Hobby Lobby years ago. But, so it's just a piece of scrap paper that I embossed. And I'm going to use it. I'm going to get some texture. So as you guys saw, I did cut up my jelly plate. It's all Jean and Patty's fault. So I'm going to get out the 5x7 guy, I think. I also like that, cutting it down, for those of us who have either limited workspace or we have crafted or arted ourselves into a limited workspace, it's nice to have a little guy that, you can just have on the side and rather than, getting out the big one. Alright. So she needs a bit of dark, I think. There goes more paint on the ground. Good times for me. So I'm going to use Liquitex Basics Cerulean Blue Hue. And yes, we're going to do yellow at the top. I'm working through the uglies, Eileen. Jean. Hi, Malou. Good to see you, my friend. What is Annette asking? Sorry, I missed it, guys. This one's almost done. Now, you don't have to use a jelly plate to ink a texture, a texture, anything, right? I should say ink, but to paint. But, I could sponge it on, all that goodness, but it's easy. It's so much easier just to use your jelly plate. Alright, brayer time. So I want a thick layer of paint. Let's hope I get something good. Or a good impression, I should say. So there's two different sides. Let me see which one is the relief and which one is the positive and the negative. I don't know. But we're just going to stamp her down. Like I said, hoping that there's enough paint. Aha! Ho-ho! Can you wipe some of the paint off since you use gel medium? It's pretty dry. At this point, Annette, if at the beginning, yes. But now that I've used the heat gun and everything, it's done. This paint. Woohoo! Now we're talking. So I think the key, maybe my problem was that it was too much linear stuff. I needed some of the grungier thing to go through. So thanks to Carrie Love, who turned me on to using embossing texture fades. Now, years ago I did a video with using texture fades on a jelly plate, but I actually used the embossing folder and not the the embossed piece of paper. I literally just took the plastic and went nuts. Okay, so same thing, right? It's like assembly line. We can go back into here. So this is a little bit of a hot mess. Let me put this paint back. So this is exactly after watching Patty and Jean. Let me see. Maybe I'll brayer on here, see if this works. Exactly why I bought a bigger jelly plate and cut this one up. Was so that I can use it as a stamp pad and all that goodness. Oh, that's a hot mess. Hot mess. I thought about selling some of these journals. Like, in this state. Kind of like, what Kelly Kilmer, what I just, well, she just did a couple of pages. But, if I have a journal in this particular state, so I like a little bit of texture. What I mean is, the journal is, mostly done. Maybe some people, night Jamie, you know, some people might want to do art on top of something like this, but what I would say, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean, Vern? Alright, so I got all this goodness on here. Let me find a baby wipe to clean off my brayer. Darcy's got a polished shrine. It was so fun to see. I don't know, sometimes I know Dee Dee watches and sometimes, well, I know she watches all of mine, but I don't know if she hears every word I say necessarily, but it was so fun. She was going through Happy Mail, and it was so awesome to see when I went to visit Dee Dee a few years ago, it was after a work conference that happened to be in Atlanta, but I had just taped my DVD, it was that many years ago, and I gave her the journal that I used while I was taping the DVD, and it was so fun to see that again. Okay. Ooh, this is what I was talking about. Now we got this. Let's find a stencil and try to pull a print. I'll just use whatever background sheet I got going on here. And put it through a stencil. Let us see. Let's find the stripy one. I love this one. And Patty, remember that if you were here on Tuesday and saw, I need to give this guy a bath. That's for sure. Patty gave me some wonderful printed papers, and I love how she did it. She had it two ways. She printed, you know, the stripes one way, and then with a different color, you know, turned her paper around and did it the other way. Uh-oh. Someone just flooded Twitter with a link. Uh-oh. Is that my Twitter? That's bad news. Yeah, you gotta be careful when there's links out there. You never know. Especially that Vicky. Vicky and Eileen. Oh, speaking of links, I did want to say, so just got a little bit of, I don't like wasting anything, right? So constantly using up whatever you got going on. Let's find a random piece of deli paper and see if I can clean up print. Lots of people, I truly appreciate, guys. There's so many people are ordering their Amazon goodies through my affiliate link, and I truly appreciate it, guys. Every little bit counts, and you guys have been ordering some interesting stuff. I don't see who orders what. I do see what was ordered, and so I do find that some of it is interesting. Alright. But I really appreciate it, guys. You guys know who you are. I don't necessarily know who you are, but I thank you so much. Okay. Hot mess. That's bad news. It even got a hole in it. Might as well just throw that piece in the garbage. So I've got some crusty bits left over, and it's going to go right back. I don't even clean it off all the way. Okay. Yeah, it does say, thanks Carrie for posting the A store. If you're on YouTube, I put the link on my YouTube as well, or you can see it on my blog, unless you have ad block or something. But you can order anything. It doesn't have to be just what I recommend. Anything. Batteries. Who knows what you're ordering on Amazon. Anything. Rain ordered a watercolor book. Awesome. Did I see the book, The Real Johnny Depp? No. Alright, so now I'm going to heat this. Some of these spots are a little bit wet, so heat gun. So now I'm at the decision. Do I want to pull her through? Do I want to use a black pen and pull her through? Hi, Sandra. Good to see you. So I'm at that part where do I want to bring it forward? I'm probably going to have to, because remember, I'm going to be cutting this up. And this is going to be for my Secret Sister pocket page, POW, whatever the fluffy it's called. So I'm going to be cutting it up, right? This one's got some dust on it. So I'm going to be cutting most, so it fits in here. And maybe if I do that, then you won't be able to see it, right? Kuretake watercolors keep going up in price? Well, it's probably because they're so hard to get, right? I got mine at Simon Says Stamp, but I was just lucky that they happen to be in stock. You know what I think happens? If you go to Simon Says Stamp, it's one of those ones that if there's things in people's carts, it takes it out of their inventory. Because, for example, it'll say something's out of stock. So you write, you put your email address in there, and to get an email when it's back in stock, and then a couple hours later, it's back in stock. Just like one or two, like how does that happen? Other than maybe it's in somebody's cart, and then that puts it on hold, I don't know. Anyway, so if I don't darken it up, might not be able to see it. Night, Ron. I mean, the whole point of it, I did like the, in my head, it was a light. Okay, let me refresh. My printer is crap. Let's just say that. It's junk, as my niece would say. It's junk. Piece of junk. And so it was already a light drawing to begin with. Yeah, we'll just have to do it. Just suck it up and do it. Let me see. What do I got close to me? Oh, I got a China marker. Alright. So I'm just going to go over lightly. And again, there's no thought to why I'm using a China marker other than it was the first thing that I saw in my little tool caddy here. So I'm using my own drawing here and just going back over it. Hard to see. Hard to see, my friends. Especially because of the... I've got some terrible lighting. But I won't complain about that because I'm sure you've heard enough of those complaints from me before. Alright, so I gotta be careful. The nose is kind of... it's hard to see because I've literally went right over it. Can't talk drawing. Alright. Blend that maybe a bit. So as everybody knows, I'm using drawing in the right side of the brain to learn to draw realistically. I've also been enjoying, you know, Dina Wakely, excuse me, book and Pam Carricker's book. I really enjoy both of them. And now Jane Davenport's book. There's no shortage of books on how to draw stylized faces, that's for sure. Just real quick. Well, that's bad news, Malu. Well, see, the thing is when you order from Amazon, right? You got to be careful. You always have to kind of look to see are you ordering from, you know, who is the seller, right? Because if it's right from Amazon, then yeah, it's going to be quick, right? But if it's a third-party seller, then that's where it takes longer. But then there's some third-party sellers, like our friend Jean, who got some awesome Inktense blocks for cheap, and it said it would take like 3 months, and it only took not even 1 month, I think. Alright, her nose is a little bit messed up. There's not too much shading going on here. It's hard because I need to... Am I the only one who's also challenged? The peel off these China markers, I always have problems peeling it off. And like, either, you know, watch, either it gets, see, look, it gets stuck. These ones are made by Sharpie. Just breaks off. Oh, watch, I'll peel this and it'll be like a ½ an inch left up there and it'll break. Well, made a liar out of me. It's not too bad. The problem with America, yeah, the thing with the US Amazon is that we're see, look, Fraser frazzing. Our dollar's not doing so hot, so Canadian dollar that is, so it's not exactly cheap to order. You know, you're thinking at least 20% about, you know, more. I shouldn't say 20. You know what I mean, Vern. I won't get into numbers, but you got to remember that it's going to be more money. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, maybe a bit of shading down here. So as I was saying, I'm just learning how to draw and just, you know, playing around. So don't email me if you don't like what you see. Wow, Patty. That's bad news. All right. So we got a bit of something. Still wonky. Now that I look at it in camera, I still got too much going on. Let me see if I can remove some with the baby wipe here. I'm liking it. Again, just shade a bit around the eyes, maybe. You know, this way, if when you start with something underneath, right, a drawing, even though I drew it myself, I mean, maybe, you know, you could borrow something from the masters or that type of trace something, whatever, but this was my own artwork underneath. But then you're not worried about messing up what, you know, if you're creating a background, you're not messing it up. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Okay, so we need a little bit of black, and of course, for me, that means my itty bitty background stamp, because even though this is going to my secret sister, where is my itty bitty background stamp? You know, I'm trying to do something that she would like, but at the same time, it's part of my style, if you know what I mean, Vern. Where the fluffy is my... Sorry, I'm leaning in. Fraser frazzing? Okay, so itty bitty background is gone. It's around here somewhere. See what happens when you clean up? Oh, sweet goodness. We need a musical interlude while I look for my stamp. Doo, doo, doo. Okay, when all else fails, use something else. So, I have quite a few of these are Club Scrap unmounted. For years I was yeah, Vicky. They're both in the living room. I was a member of Club Scrap and Club Stamp. I have lots and lots of Club Scrap stamps, unmounted and mounted. Love them. But I kept quite a few of them. Yeah, I did carry, but I put the small one. I try to keep one in my couch art kit because I have two itty bitty, one here and one. Maybe I need to design my own itty bitty background stamps. Oh, here it is. Anyways, but I like to keep some of them in full sheets. Good night, Lorene. I leave it in full sheets. This is archival black, and I'm not pressing too hard because this is a brand new juicy pad, and I'm not inking the whole thing. But I just want to put it on top. Oh, that didn't show up very much at all. Maybe I needed a little bit more ink. Just want a little bit of black around here. Let's see. And these just are, I like to put some in her eye there, under her eye. You know, if you keep your rubber like this, it's also fun to use on a jelly plate for some texture. So you just get a little, oh look, there's a pea. Liking it. Don't worry, Eileen, I'm going to do some yellow splots as the final layer, so bear with me, I haven't forgot. So I did find the itty bitty background. So I'm just going to do a little bit somewhere. So this is looking busy, right? You know, you can choose different colors that are maybe, you know, not so contrasting. Maybe just do I can never pronounce that word. An analogous? Is that the right way? That's hard for me to say. Thanks, Annette. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it. You know, if you use more light color, maybe use pastel colors, not this, you know, real sharp teal and real bright red. Maybe you would use some softer colors. You know, you might come up with something totally different. Okay. Now, yellow. Let us find some yellow. Alright. I love Apple Barrel's Canary Yellow. I hope that I need to buy a new one, so let's hope that they didn't, let me write that down actually. There's some craft paint that I need to buy. And if I don't write down exactly what I think about it, forget it. You know, I won't remember. Okay, so a little bit of craft paint. I mean, it doesn't have to be craft paint, guys. Whatever paint you got going on. I'm just going to be doing some splots. You've seen me before. If you're new to the crowd, I've always said splots. Because to me, splots are a combination of drops and splats. So I say splots. And this is my, sweet goodness. Something wrong with my sprayer. Should write that down. That's part of the reason why I need to go to Dollarama. So I'm adding a little bit of water to that. Let me write that down. I need some spray bottles. Sorry, guys. Everybody's like, she's teaching a class and she keeps taking notes. Sorry. The way my brain works. Okay. So I'm going to take a clean... Yeah, that's the thing. Shipping is ridiculous. I wish I would send out so much more happy mail if it wasn't, shipping costs are ridiculous. Okay. So that's a lot of water. Maybe too much. Too much. Welcome, Donna. I did see some about New Ranger spray bottles, but I didn't watch the video. I didn't watch it. Alright, so now we have a very, watery tape. Good night, Malou. And what I do is kind of scoop it up. This is a round paintbrush, and then I just kind of smack it down. Now, depends how big of the spots that you want it to be. Right? If see, I'm scooping it, see? But if you just dipped your paintbrush in, you're gonna get more smaller spots. But if I'm really picking it up, you're gonna get some bigger spots. Yeah, it's Patty's birthday, and it's almost Linda's, isn't it? Is it Linda's in her 2 minutes to Linda's birthday? In her time zone? Alright, so now you gotta be careful with the spots. It goes everywhere. It goes on the computer. It goes everywhere. In your coffee. What a mess. Okay. Look at all that extra stuffage. Ooh. This one page that was drying over there. This one could do with some nice yellow spots. Splattage. See what I mean? I just take whatever's around me. Bye, Charlie. Have a good day. Or I can never remember. I think for Charlie, she's just waking up. Maybe over here. Oh my goodness, I'm just getting splatterage everywhere. Alright, that's enough. So normally I always, you hear me say I don't like to waste paint, but then there's a time. Yeah, it's Linda's birthday. Happy birthday, Linda! Yeah, Patty's passing the birthday torch. Lots of April birthdays. Maybe, is Linda sleeping? Maybe she's not here anymore. Did she go to sleep? Okay. So we're almost done. Heat gun. Look at it right side up. Takes a little long because some of this stuff is thick. Who is signed up? I don't know if everybody wants me. Everybody can say if they filled out the coming to our get-together, Patty and I's get-together in Maryland. I don't know if people want me to call them out or not. Night, Vicky. What? Other Vicky? That's bad news. I just barely saw something going on, but that's bad news. Alright, so we've got, it's busy. Oh, okay. I was gonna say. So it's busy. It's super, super busy. I think if I were to do it again, and to me that's what all this art is all about, right? Is doing something and then learning from it and, you know, maybe doing it again. But this teal was a little too dark for the rest of it. But it's busy on purpose because, or why I wanted it to look like this, because I think it'll look cool, or more cool, if that's the right word. Because I'm going to cut it up into ATCs, right? So when it's such a busy background, it's going to look cool inside that sleeve, which I cannot find anymore. That must have been something that I heard move. Oh, here it is. Right? I think, you know, because then you'll have a spot over here, and I think it's going to be more interesting. Alright, so I did use 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So we're just going to cut it against one side. Let's see. I'm hoping that I'm really excited. I'm really excited to meet. I wasn't able to go to the one that Brendan did in Austin. So I'm hoping on the East Coast here that, you know, hopefully some of the people that came to Austin will also come. But hopefully we'll get different people as well, being closer to the East Coast. All right. So let's think about this. So that goes 3 across. Oh my goodness, look, I got, well, here, now, I definitely should send my Pocket Pal this one because it's got random paint all over it. Anyway, so I gotta go 3 down, which means that I have to do 2.5 across the top first, if that makes sense. It made sense in my head, but I probably didn't explain it very well. 2.5 across the, I gotta slice her face right off. But, you know, this is what's gonna be fun about this, is that my partner, you know, she can do whatever she wants with these little guys. Again, 2.5. This is the time. Oh, did I just cut that wrong? Okay, no. This is the time we should definitely measure twice, cut once. Is Jen leaving? Hi, Jen. I just see. I don't know what I see. Alright. Oh, I got a little bit extra over here. That's fine. Strip of something. Now we're going to cut this down. Alright, so I'm going to try to do this systematically so that I don't get all confused. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I'm already confused. I already messed it up. I already messed it up. Okay, let's see if I can, so this is the top. 3.5. Then I'm going to lay it right here in the same order. Let's see if we can do it. I should have numbered them. This could be bad news. Is anybody else freezing? So these little finished cards are 2.5 by 3.5. Uh-oh. That's her hair. I'm already messed up. I'm already confused. Oh no. This is definitely going to be... Oh, because it's a long strip. So this one was in the middle. This one's last. Sorry, it was this way. I'm not confused anymore. Almost had it. Okay, 3.5. This one's gonna be cool. Look at this. That's a cool one right there. I love that. I love how that turned out. So see why I wanted some busy ones? You know, my swap partner could use this as something, right? Or whatever, she can keep it all together. I don't know, maybe she'll put it back together. Who knows? But, you know, she has the choice. She could art on some of these. All right. Thanks, Donna. Thanks, Colleen. Hey, Elizabeth. Good to see you. See, so I'm systematic. Look, I did it right. Woo-hoo-hoo! It was a little shifty there for a second. It was a little iffy, but we worked it out. Ooh, let's look at this one. The other side of her face. That's cool too. So even if your face is wonky, like put it together and your face is wonky, cut it into ATCs and it's like, ta-da! Instant artist. What Barb say? That will not be doing these, just saying. Your brain doesn't work this way. Your brain doesn't work in 3 and... But see, that's the thing. These are just, in my opinion, the pocket page, whatever. There's a ton of people are doing them all different ways. And, you know, to me, I'm just thinking this is just a vessel to swap things in. You know what I mean? Very nice try, Bunny. Gotta be a little more smooth than that. What do I mean? Okay, so some people do scrapbook, like all scrapbook stuff. Sandra makes some absolutely gorgeous ones. If you haven't seen, some people are just gonna have all ATCs, all art. Some people are gonna have goodies. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever you want it to be inside your thing. Inside, this is just a vessel, right? This is all this is. It's just a way. And then you fold it and put it in a letter, but you can decorate it whatever way you want. All right. So to finish these bad boys, because, you know, it still is, like I said, I still like to make sure that it's my style, or, you know what I mean. I don't mean like, oh, it's got to look like my style. I want my secret sister to have something that looks like I made it, is what I'm trying to say. So this is just a making memories, excuse me. Memories ink pad by Sukaniko. Probably, sorry, Superior. Sweet goodness, I'm off my game tonight. Drink some coffee. It's just a container, a vessel. Yeah, it's just a vessel for whatever you want to do. And I'm not going to do the backs. Although maybe I should sign, I'm not going to sign every single one of these backs of this card. So this is a Memories ink pad. I love Memories black and white. They're just not as readily available as the Archival black, but it is very similar to Archival black ink pad. It's permanent black ink. Vicky says she's nervously watching the pieces, kind of like the ball into the cup game, making sure that they're all in the right spot. But it's, you know, this process is very serendipitous too, because look at where that red, I love how the red just went right on her lip there. Right? Where this one, they got the P. Did I do every edge? There is no way, I think, Jane. Like, Jan did an awesome one for a DDM barb. I just think, because, you know, some pen pals are doing it, so I guess they add letters and, I don't know. I don't think there is a right or wrong way, is all I'm trying to say. Whatever way, whatever you want to put in them will be all good. Darcy's been taking lessons from Dar. Ooh, so now I'm at this point. I'm thinking, like, maybe I need to stamp words. What do you guys think? Does each one of these need a little word? Well, let's see what it looks like in the pocket. Let's put it in the pocket. So, uh-oh. Marion says, please sign and date the back of your cards. Well, I definitely normally do. Well, that's a lie. I lied. Sorry. But when it's something like this, it's all one art piece. I don't know if I need to sign the whole thing or what. You know what I mean, Vern? All right. Frozen. No, it's still recording. Although now her chin looks a little elongated. Her chin definitely looks a little elongated there. And same as this eye is a little wonky, but that's pretty cool, huh? I think she'll like it. But again, you know, sometimes some busy backgrounds, it says once I cut it up, it became 9 pieces of art. Colleen got a shot on the top of her foot? What are you guys talking about? But you can also mix them up. Like, say, okay, I mean, I can take this one out. Okay, Vicky, watch the shuffling. Make sure I don't. Let's see. Let's take this one out. And I got some other ATCs I made the other day. I can put this one in. Maybe let's. Oh, that's too similar in color. Let's put these ones in. That's what we did last Saturday. Let's try some of these black ones. See if mixing it up makes it look kind of cool, or is it just going to look crazy? Cool or crazy? That's the chin that's bothering me. Maybe if we flip this one with this one, now we're really going into the shuffle. Linda says, I will love it, Paula. Who my secret sister? Hey, that looks kind of fun. What do you guys think of this way? What do you guys like better? What do you guys think? Should I do the one big art piece and give it to my secret sister? And then she can leave something like this? Or what? I mean, I'm also going to put, you know, because you got 2 sides. So it's not like I'm not going to have other, you know, some of these ATCs on the other side as well. What do you guys think? The whole sheet? You think my secret sister would be, probably would want the whole sheet? What do you guys think? Hey, Midnight Lizard. Mix it up. People like to mix. I like how it's the black is on there. Well, see, I've got to fix it because this one's got white spots. And And this one doesn't. No spots on these two. So I gotta add some white spots if I'm gonna use that one. Mixed. Mix it up. Everybody likes it mixed. Alright. Well, I'm gonna take it out. Well, which means this one, maybe I'll have to give this one away tonight. This other one. Oh, mix it up but include all the cards. Oh, then I won't give it away. Votes for whole sheets. Too many decisions. Okay, while we're deciding, I can put some white spots on these ones anyway. Because I don't know. I don't know if my secret sister's going to take it out. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Some spots. White spots. Some white craft paint. For some reason, I like to do spots with craft paint, but that doesn't mean you have to. Mix it up and then put the leftovers on the other side. That's a good idea, Midnight Lizard. Yeah. Oh, you guys kill me. Killing me. Okay, a little bit of, so I only put a little bit of white, so let's hope it's a little. I'm trying. I asked you guys for help. She. Oh, Joyceage. Oh, I love you guys so much. Make me laugh. Alright, let's find my. Boy, you definitely get way too much water when you're pouring it out rather than spraying it, but my sprayer is broken. Alright, a few spots. So again, I'm really like, you know, picking up the paint here. And Linda made some gorgeous ATCs I saw using this idea. Ooh, speaking of which, I need to show you a book. Let's put this to the side. I found my old, you know, a journal that I used to keep years ago when I would, I used to stamp all my stamps in there when I got them and different papers and stuff. But I found the technique from when I saw that technique originally at a club scrap retreat. Let's see, we need some white spots on this page. Maybe over here too. So they are discontinuing production of the Pilot Permaball. Good to see you, Lork, by the way. Interesting. I just ordered a couple from Staples. I got in on Tuesday. It's just using up this paint, making a mess everywhere. Spots everywhere. I need a paper towel here. All right. Back at it. So while those are drying, because I can't take a heat gun to them if you remember from last week, well, I gotta keep these, because now I've got to send them. Alright, stuff everywhere. But I did want a quick second to show you this book. Now, I have more than one. This is an Italian-made journal that I paid a lot of money for years ago. I used to be addicted so I started this a long time ago. I mean, to the point when I was still married. You might see some of that stuff. I don't even know if they still make these. I was addicted to these penguin caffeinated peppermints when I used to work 12-hour shifts. So let's see what I'm trying to see. But this is like, you know, real leather. It's got the Da Vinci stuffage going on. But you know how I use this. So it says with love from your mother, Christmas 2001. That's when I started this. So you'll see, I won't read you any of this stuff, but I started stamping some of the things that I had, including ink. So, I mean, this is me and my big idea stuff years ago. There's a little house mouse guy. There's a Crayola crayon. So I would stamp, oh, there's that jet pens. Sorry. Jet pens in Canada. So I had some galaxy markers, for example. Look, I even have me and my big idea stamps. This is old, right? So I did a little stamp collage. So I also practice things, right? So, you know, this was the watercoloring with markers that I did over 10 years ago. So it's not like I can't do it. Anyway, I got my Winnie the Pooh stamping experiments with radiant pearls and marker watercoloring. Some of these are radiant pearls up here, and some radiant pearls. There's I don't know, some random collage. I've always tested things out. For example, this is black. Back in the day when we just used glossy paper. This is Memory's white ink, and then this is white paper stamped with Versamark and brayered black on there. There's some Stampin' Up! Grapes. Again, white tags. Stamped all the stamps that I got at that particular time. Who remembers those dot markers? Boy, that was a while ago. Some Mary Engelbright stuff. Oh boy. Got some rough words there. But, oh, the time machine I must have saw there. So it was hardly art journaling back then. But, so this was, you know, Club Scrap. I had some Harry Potter stickers. Oh, there's me at 16. Probably can't even see it. I need to go back to bangs. Anyway, oh, so back in the day, I loved using color box pigments and doing, you know, with their stylus. So, for example, that's all embossed on the top. That face stamp's been around forever, my friend. This one? Yeah, forever. Multiple companies. So here we go. UT stamped and I have some Nick Bantock stamps. So that's a Nick Bantock stamp there. Like when you stamp in UT. Oh, sweet goodness, look at that. That's bad news. So I told you, my ex-husband's name's Ben, that, you know, back in the day we did brush lettering. Some stenciling, some collage I did back then. Ben was in the military. So I did a little bit. Here's some Rubber Baby Buggy Rubber Baby Buggy Bumper stamps. So as you can see, there's a moon stamp that Carrie loves. I know it was Rubber Baby Buggy Bumpers, and I can't find it. So I still have all of these stamps. Labels. Club Scrap used to send us a birthday card. More pen. See, I collect pen stamps. As you can see, you'll see lots of reoccurring. And then I joined Stampin' Up! I was demo number 147 in Canada. So again, more brush letterage. So it's fun. I love to see this. I mean, this is the, I don't know if this was what Vicky was talking about. with the cracked glass, I did some collage going on there. Old stamping technique. I think, and that's what you'll see. Oh, this is my favorite guy. Okay, so when I worked on the production floor, before I got, sorry for this little interlude from a regularly scheduled program, I ran a machine, and the boys used to, I worked with a lot of men and very few women. Under 10 women, 100, over 100 men. And so there's this, what do you call it, comic, and if you can read it, it says, Paula demonstrates her new rubber stamping automatic photo album arranger from Stampin' Up. Somebody left that on my desk. Oh my goodness. I'll never forget that. I mean, I'm long removed from that particular plant, so I got a little stamped on card, and here's the little two-step stamping card from Stampin' Up there. Oh, that was funny. That was good memories on that one. So again, trying out, you'll see lots of pens. Does anyone like this stuff? I don't know. I don't know if this is interesting to anybody. Okay, so here's when I went to the retreat in 2002, Club Scrap Retreat. And this is what the same technique that I showed you that we learned in that retreat. And so that's what it reminded me, that we turned into something like this with jelly prints. So I wrote about my retreat experience, lots. Here's a little collage I made here. I even sewed it on the edge. It's fun. This was even, this was before I started scrapbooking, right? This is or just as I started scrapbooking. So there's it's, like I say, started as a stamper, right? There's a tag I made. Again, oh, what are these sheets called? Oh, non sequitur stamps. These are I don't even know if non sequitur is still around, but these are all these sheets. That's like the Ask Alice one. See, you know what? It's interesting because that's why I have a soft spot for younger people in the group, because when I started scrapbooking, I guess it's because I had a full-time job when I was young and I made good money, and I had a lot of extra money. But when I was scrapbooking, I was in my early 20s, so in 2001, I would have been 21, and there weren't a lot of people my age. That's for sure. Hey, Miko. But there's lots of Egyptian stamps, and, that one has, I want to look at that. Okay, here is, remember we talked about it, guys? Proof. These were the original serendipity squares that I made back in 2002 or 1 or whatever this was. So you see, there's some glitter glue and fiber papers. I was also practicing, good old Stampin' Up. This was using white ink. This was using Versamark. Poppin' pastels, they call it. Oh yeah, our favorite Cafe Club Scrap Mocha Java set. Everybody loved. This is when I carved my stamp, I imagine, was why I would have had it in here. This is when Rebecca Sauer just started. That's how far. Here's my little tag I made here with Adirondack inks. Night, Terry. So lots of Club Scrap stuff. I stamped, when I got all the kits, I always stamped it and put, well, there's my dad's 50th birthday. There's my father. This is, again, I love the technique of using color box pigment ink with the stylus and then embossing in clear. There's the girl with the pearl earring. This is by Chapel Road Art Stamps, and I actually saw at that store in Oshawa that she still had them. So again, I've always compared things. This is proof. This says, these 2 cards are made with my new color box chalk pads. That was when they first came out. Night and net. So one was on, it looks like I had one on regular paper and one on glossy cardstock, because, you know, back in the day, we all used glossy cardstock rather than, you know, not. So these are the Stampin' Up! Craft pads that were junk. I can say that now when they first released them. More stamping, Stampin' Up!, Club Scrap. Well, see, I ripped my ex-husband's picture out of here, so that was good news. More little by little. So that said February 18th, 2003. Almost done. We'll get back to our project here shortly. More Mocha Java. So I should have kept up with this. That's my problem. I should have kept up. I made this collage. All stamped. I love it, because I keep getting these crazy comments. You copied this person, and I'm like, this is stuff we've been doing for 15 years. You know what I mean, Vern? Like, nothing just drives me absolutely mental. Anyways, take a sip of coffee, Paul. You learned that from this person's class. Well, actually, I didn't. Serendipity squares again. Because I'm really good about, if I see something somewhere, I really try hard. If I was inspired, like this, I didn't have to tell you that I learned this 15 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever, not 15, 12 years ago. I could have just said, look at this technique, but that's not who I am. Just saying. So, brush lettering. So, I mean, that's the thing. I could probably do this, and now someone's going to say that I'm doing it because I saw it in Joanne Fink's book, and I'm not giving her proper credit. Well, originally I saw it in this other person. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Here's some Stampin' on vellum. I just don't get it. I honestly, people just love to complain. It just blows my absolute mind, because I don't have enough time in the day to say, you know, to leave as many positive comments on people's stuff as I would like to. Never mind spending time to email somebody to say, you should have done. Oh, sweet love and goodness. Anyway, magenta stamps. So, I should have kept up with this though, eh, guys? Definitely should have kept up with stamping all these stamps. Look, I have an altered book stamp. My rant is over. Off my soapbox. This is my favorite. In the year 2000, what I thought I was gonna... So, oh, that's bad news. It's to the point, to be honest. Here's what I have, you know, I still look at Julie Faye Fenbalzer, but and a lot of you people in our group, but lots of times, night Susan, I don't even follow my peers anymore, because I'm so worried that people are gonna say the blah 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 blah. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm one, I always try. If I've learned something from somebody else, but man, to come and accuse me in email just drive me right up the wall. Bent over. Let's read something else funny. What I thought I was going to be doing in high school. What I thought I would be doing in the year 2000. In the year 2000, I should be still attending university or college, either the University of St. John's, or if that is not possible, some other college in or around the Toronto area. I wrote this when I was like 15. By the year 2000, I expect myself to be somewhat seriously involved with a sensitive, respectable man. just like every other woman, who will be attending the same school as I do. I will also, most likely, be living in a one-room apartment just outside campus. I also anticipate that I will have some kind of part-time job, probably one containing a lot of work but with little pay, and be almost totally independent. I expect to earn good marks majoring in law and earn my diploma within 4 to 5 years, and then possibly go to law school. Now, that is the complete opposite of what happened. Oh boy. Of what happened. Just blows my mind. That's a good laugh though. In the year 2011. It's been a long time. Oh look, I drew a cat. That's an ugly cat. So, I have all this stuff. Oh, there's me and my sister. Glamour shots for my dad's 50th birthday. Night, Cass. I'm going to do a drawing here if you want to hold on a minute. Yeah. So we'll do a little drawing for some ATCs and goodies. That was, just wanted to show you some of my Stampin' roots. A little flashback to that. And we'll do a little drawing. Okay. So, the verdict, everybody said they liked it mixed up. But that I will put these in the other side here, if I remember. Uh-oh. Let me see. It's that way. This is her neck. This is the top. So if the person wants to change it anyways, then they can. It's fun watching some of that stuff. Sesame Street. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you, were inspired a little bit that, if you're too nervous to draw something on top of a background, you can always start with a photocopy, a cheap photocopy of something that was in your sketchbook, and create something nice. So we've still got, how many people? 67, so between 1 and 75, when I type go, one number between 1 and 75, wait till you see me type go in the chat, between 1 and 75, one number, first person without going over. I'm going to use, whatchamacallit, random.org. Alright, one number without going over, get some goodies. So you guys can all start going, and I'll get random.org, 1 in 75. I really appreciate everybody being here, and again, I hope it was fun. And I really appreciate if you're inspired, you do something like this. I would love, link me up on Facebook or Twitter. I'd love to see what you guys create. Alright, random between 1 and 75 while you guys are going. I know there's a lag, so I'll give everybody a minute. Thanks, guys. I'm glad. I hope they like it. Alright, everybody done? Okay, so the number is 20. Ding, ding, ding. Why does it seem like it was 20 last time, too? Yeah, huge lag. But I'm also going to put goodies in here, too, right? I'm going to put some other goodies in there. There's some art, but I also want to put, washi tape and stuff like this. Oh, I totally forget. People... Thanks. Thanks, Kelly. Somebody asked me for my address on Twitter recently too, and I forgot. It was 22 last time. Joyceage had 19? Do you see, my friends, how the universe works? It is the strangest, strangest thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Angela. It's weird how, because, you know, I've got a couple of things on the mail on the go, and I told Joyceage I was going to give her, I know this is months ago, maybe she already has one. I told her I was going to give her one of those quilling, the quilling thingamidoo. The quilling tool. So I have to send Joyceage something anyway. So it's funny how that's how the universe works. Same with Sherry and Barb. It's funny. All right, Barb's is going out tomorrow too. Not tomorrow, Monday. All right, Joyceage. Woohoo! All right, my friends. I don't know when I'll be back because I haven't decided. I truly haven't decided what time I want to stream. It's anyway. I won't air that out here. So follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Make sure up here you press follow because then sometimes you get emails when I go live. It's not always you know, reliable, but definitely try it out. Okay, thanks, Joyceage. Because that was forever that I told her that, and then I'm glad you like it, guys. Hi, CB. Hi, and bye, Mickey. Yeah, lots of happy mail going out this week. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you on Twitter. Much love, my friends.